Hello and welcome back to SirKentSaid.com. As I said earlier, I wanted to touch on the writers and actors strike. Like most people, I had the knee-jerk reaction of, well, ain't all these motherfuckers rich? And through my research, I've come to find out that no, all of them ain't motherfucking rich. You have your A-listers, your Denzel Washington's, your Brad Pitt's, your Angelina's, your Tom Cruise's, people who easily demand and will get $20 million per movie and will get on the back half DVD sales and some ticket sales easily. That's probably in most of their contracts. Then you've got those other actors who you've probably seen in a lot of movies, but demand nowhere near the same salary as those A-listers do. And if they don't bring in that kind of cheddar, what do you think the people behind the cameras make? The camera operators, the boom operators, the makeup people, the writers, whoever. The sad thing about this is that fucking Netflix, who had, they really started the trend of streaming with Orange is the New Black. And as popular as that series was, as many memberships as it sold, the people behind the cameras and a lot of the actors maintain second jobs just to pay rent while that project was going on. A lot of people don't tend to think of the effects that streaming has on the movie industry at all, because unlike movie industries, movie theaters, stuff like that, when they set up streaming rights, they set up to where they don't have to be open about how profitable they are except to their stockholders. Because if something is not profitable in general knowledge, it affects their bottom line. So they got that shit on lockdown in order to make as much money as they possibly can. So even people who star in series on streaming have no idea how much they're really supposed to be making, because it's under lock and key. So unless you're a stockholder, a shareholder, somebody behold that is writing checks to Netflix. Sketchy as fuck. And to that, I wanted to go over the known salaries of some people we all love to hate, and rightfully so after I did this research. And remember, this is before their annual Christmas bonuses. This motherfucker, David Zaslav, is worth $39 million a year. And as before he came on board in 2022, where he had a stock option worth $203 million. Let that shit sink in. One of the co-directors of Netflix, Theodore Sarandis, is worth somewhere in the area of $38.8 million a year. His homie, Gregory Peters, this motherfucker is worth $92.8 million motherfucking dollars a year. And I have to keep saying this. This is before their Christmas bonuses. And finally, Roger fucking Iger. Disney big dick. He's worth a paltry $690 million. But I should also point out that, believe it or not, the bulk of their money doesn't come from movies. or streaming or anything like that, it comes from those fucking fairs, those playgrounds, Disneyland. That's where the bulk, 60 to 70% of Disney money come from. So just think about all that shit that you go broke to, where it's going. I'm just gonna leave fucking Zaslaw's picture up because I hate him most. In a time where you're considered a flop if you're not breaking $1 billion for movies, what brings to light, or what makes me think during a strike is, where does all those billions go to? I mean, you have, the biggest thing is, other than payroll, advertisers take a huge chunk. But what about the rest of it? If you want to use AI, scan a background actor one time, pay him $300 for one day, and then continue to use his likeliness whenever and wherever you want to forever, and don't give him anything else, that's some fuckery. I forget who it was. It was Zaslav or Iger possibly, who said that they're just going to try and wait out the strikers, and once they start losing their houses and get evicted, they'll come back around. That's some mustache twirling fucking tie bitch railroad bullshit right there, okay? How the fuck you gonna say that? And I kind of feel like my love of streaming and my hatred of people is part of the problem, because there will always be movies that you go see on the big screen. There always will be. But there are other movies who I am definitely waiting to see or watch on streaming, and I'm looking at you, Fast and Furious fucking franchise. I'm still up in my feelings about you putting a fucking Fiero in space, and that's why I didn't go pay to see you on the big screen. Anyway, I digress. It will come to a head by the end of the year, probably sooner, because everything is stopped right now. You cannot do anything in Hollywood right now. Nobody's doing shit. So as they run out of stuff, the stockholders will look at all these assholes and say, okay, you did this year, but ain't nobody doing no work. We can't make no money. So why do you deserve this bonus when come January, nothing's going to be out making us more money? I suspect that those stockholders will have a conversation, or hope they will have that conversation with these motherfuckers earlier, much earlier, because if you were to combine all of that dough, and this is before Iger's, it came out to $169 million with just those people, not Iger's, just three. So if you were to take 10% of that, and remember, this is not their bonus. Their bonuses are like $20, $25 million a year. If you were to take 10% of that and pay people, you wouldn't be in this mess. This is a self-inflicted wound. This is greed, pure and simple. And you cannot AI your way out of this. You cannot wait people out. You need to get people back to work as soon as possible, because every day you wait, projects get pushed back further and further, and that's the less money you motherfuckers make. I'm just saying, and I will see y'all on the other side.